Declaration of 76, United States Constitution, a common lawyer comments, clause by clause, Brent Allen Winters. Last week we finished with the Declaration of 76. We are now moving forward with the Constitution. Pages 55 to 61. Our Constitution's whetstone, comment. Taken together, our Declaration and Constitution follow the course of the common law. The Declaration delivering facts, the Constitution following with the applicable standards of law. The Declaration's facts aroused the applicable law, the Creator self-evident truths, coupled with King George and his cronies' wrongdoings, quickened the colonists to demand their common law. Our Declaration renders into words for a candid world such facts then being sharpened by battle. Simply put, Britain's treading upon the colonists' common law rights of self-government was not only real but pressing, as each signer took writing quill in hand. The reek of gunpowder hung in the air and his nose. Our Declaration's facts, in addition, are your whetstone for sharpening our Constitution's law against its targets, abusers of government power. Such a class never fears dull discussion of our Constitution, divorced from our Declaration's facts. But wet your words about our Constitution's limits for government on our Declaration's facts of history, and you will strike sparks of fear in today's abusers of government power. For this reason, common law, unlike civil law, stresses facts. Knowledge of facts among a people keeps freedom. Their great Creator, who does nothing in vain, has given them understanding and the desire to know. They have an indisputable, unalienable, divine right to that most dreaded and envied knowledge. The characters and conduct of their rulers, the public cannot be too curious concerning the characters of public men. John Adams. Our Declaration gave to the people that most dreaded knowledge of the tyrannical conduct and character of their rulers. These facts sharpened their wits to give you our Constitution so that you, upon getting such dreaded knowledge, will also limit abusers of power. Look about you and know that the abuses of those in power are like those of King George and his cronies. Now, holding this most dreaded king of knowledge, it will sharpen your wits to our Constitution, stirring you to act. Constitution for the United States. Comment. The foregoing title is not part of the original document. Early printers having added it, later printers have continued to do so. Thus, your commenter includes it. Our common law is both the lifeblood and backbone of our Constitution. Never let the scholars replace its lifeblood with dead doctrines, or the spineless replace its backbone with a wishbone. We, the people of the United States, in order to form a more perfect union, establish justice, ensure domestic tranquility, provide for the common defense, promote the general welfare, and secure the blessings of liberty to ourselves and our posterity, do ordain and establish this Constitution for the United States of America. Comment. The people is often mistaken as a synonym for democracy. It is not. It signifies, rather, that those bearing the common law duties of the militia of the several states, grand juror, petit juror, and if able-bodied to carry arms to execute the laws of the Union, suppress insurrections and repel invasions. U.S. Constitution, Article 1, Section 8, Clause 15. Thus, the phrase, the people, denotes mankind's authority undergirding the individual states. Moreover, the phrase, the people, became common through English translations of the Bible's Hebrew phrase, maham, signifying those of Israel having the two fundamental militia duties. 1. Armed defense against enemies foreign. Jury duty in respecting enemies domestic. Thus, the people embrace not only landowners or the literate, but also anyone having shown a willingness to fill any of the above stated militia duties. This preamble limits of the scope of our Constitution's use. Government has no authority beyond the 6 purposes the preamble lists, because any rightful powers of the general government come only from the people. It follows that if no one American or any group of Americans ever had right to do an act in question, then neither does the general government have that right. Further, any application of our Constitution that lets government go beyond the 6 purposes the preamble lists is unlawful. The people grant authority to government, which governs only by their consent. Thus, the people of the United States, not the states, ordain our Constitution. Although many liken our Declaration of 76 to Articles of Incorporation and our Constitution to corporation bylaws, the better view is that in fact our Declaration of 76 is a common law complaint to be decided, if necessary, in trial by battle or Constitution settles a common law trust. Indeed, the analogy to the idea of a corporation being Babylonian in origin and Roman in development, a faceless facade designed to enable easier powers that be domination and control of a people, is foreign to the common law first principles our Declaration of 76 and Constitution both rest on and affirm. Bottom line, attempts to make analogy of our Declaration of 76 and Constitution to corporate law is as unnecessary to understanding these writings as it is dangerous in applying them. Unnecessary because the principles of common law trusts govern these documents not by analogy but in fact. Dangerous because use of Roman law encourages the imperial doctrines and devices of imperial control of persons and thereby of their property. The grievances of which our Declaration of 76 complains have been decided, according to the demands of common law due process through trial by battle, in America's favor. And by this result, the right accrued to the Americans to settle the peace between them and the British in separation from Britain and their nation affairs in trust. Accordingly, our Constitution, by the words of its preamble, settles a perpetual common law trust by declaration, its settlers declaring themselves initial trustees, while providing for the process of appointing successors trustees in the body of the trust document. In fact, our Constitution's preamble provides the three certainties indispensable to the settling of a common law trust. 1. Certainty of intent to entrust rights in property or property in rights for the benefit of another. 2. Certainty of rights in the property and rights entrusted, enabling clear identification and distinction from other property. 3. Certainty of beneficiaries of the entrusted property. First, certainty of trust intent is seen in the preamble's words do ordain and establish this Constitution for the United States of America. Second, certainty of entrusted rights and property and rights, is seen in the words to secure the blessings of liberty. Third, certainty of identity of the beneficiaries is seen in the words to ourselves and our posterity. Those people of the United States then ratifying our Constitution, and those people of the United States coming after them. Further, in addition to the foregoing three indispensable certainties to the validity of a common law trust, the settlers of this trust cinch its stability by articulating the trust purpose: to form a more perfect union, establish justice, ensure domestic tranquility, provide for the common defense, promote the general welfare, and secure the blessings of liberty. And by identifying the trust settlers, we the people of the United States, at bottom, the people comprises the then members of the militia of the several states, those having ratified our Constitution. The initial trustees of this trust are the settlers by their agents, the signers of our Constitution, who have provided for the appointment of successor trustees in the body of the document called our Constitution. Finally, and of no mean importance to the continued force of this national trust, is the duty of the beneficiaries. Every whit is as necessary to the trust achieving its purpose as is the duty of the trustees to obey the trust indenture called our Constitution, to enforce the trust, that is, to ensure that the trustees fulfill their charge under the terms of the written trust indenture, our Constitution, according to the common law of trusts. Indeed, because Americans, under the terms of this trust indenture, are joint owners of the beneficial title our Constitution bespeaks, the common law of trust binds each one under a duty to protect this interest against all enemies, whether foreign, as a member of the militia of the several states by force of arms, or domestic, as a member of the jury by force of independent judgment, and not to be overlooked by protecting the legal title of the trustees. Beneficiaries protect their own equitable title because neither title can continue without the other. Finally, our Constitution does not claim to secure liberty, but to secure the blessings, benefits of liberty. Indeed, God has secured each man's liberty by creating each member of Adam's race with liberty, inextricably bound in his personhood. Hence, another cannot take one's liberty, but another can hamper, frustrate, hinder, and even stop the benefits or blessings, and thus the enjoyment of one's liberty. Thus is seen again in the need of the following principle of the interpretation. In order to know better the meaning of a text, ask not only what it does not say, also ask what it does say. The preamble says the general government's power is indeed general, without discrimination among the states or the people in its application of the 17 powers and 4 kinds of crimes our Constitution lists, leaving to the states every particular power over the individual. End of the first section.